You have been trained to believe that love is something you earn by effort, that a woman will value you more if you give more texts, more compliments, more patience for disrespect, more of your time than she has ever deserved. Let that lie die today. A woman does not fall for the man who runs after her. She may enjoy the attention for a moment. She may take the gifts, take the reassurance, take the endless good morning and good night, but she will not respect the source of it. And without respect, attraction cannot stand. Listen carefully. The chase is not romance. The chase is weakness wearing perfume. The man who becomes irresistible is not the man who tries harder. It is the man who becomes harder to move, harder to shake, harder to control. A man with a center. Right now, I want you to drop an affirmation in the comment section. I do not chase, I choose. Then I want you to like this video, because that action reminds you that you are committing to a higher standard. And if you are serious about becoming the kind of man women naturally pursue, I want you to subscribe as well. Not for entertainment, for training. Now understand this. Women are drawn to strength, but not the loud kind. They are drawn to stability, calm, direction. A man who is not begging life to go his way, because he can handle it either way. And this is why patience is power. Most men ruin attraction because they rush the text, rush the next date, rush the label, rush the commitment. They push and push until the woman feels the pressure in her chest. And when she feels pressure, she wants distance. A patient man is dangerous in the best way. He does not panic when the reply takes hours. He does not spiral when she gets quiet. He does not try to fix the silence with another message. He lets space do its work, because space creates curiosity. Space creates missing. Space creates the chase. If you want a woman thinking about you, stop flooding her mind with you. Give her room to wonder. And that brings me to something most men destroy without realizing it. Mystery, not games, not coldness, not pretending you do not care. Mystery is simply pacing. It is knowing that your story has chapters, and you do not hand her the whole book on the first night. When you reveal everything too soon, you remove the thrill of discovery. You become predictable, and predictable is comfortable, but it is not magnetic. So speak with control, share with purpose, leave some doors closed until trust has been earned. A woman should feel that there is always more to learn about you, because there actually is. Now, do you know what supports mystery and patience better than anything? Decisiveness. Women are exhausted by men who cannot lead themselves, men who say whatever you want, because they are terrified of choosing wrong. They think passivity makes them easy to be with, but it makes them easy to ignore. A man makes choices, not because he needs control, but because he has direction. Choose the restaurant, choose the plan, choose the time. And if the plan changes, adjust with calm. Leadership is not stubbornness. Leadership is steadiness. It does not matter if every decision is perfect. What matters is that you are not drifting. A man who can choose can be trusted, and trust feeds attraction. But do not misunderstand me. None of this works if your foundation is rotten. Your foundation is your values. The moment you compromise your values to keep a woman, you teach her the truth about you, that you can be bought with approval, that you can be bent with a little distance, that you will trade your identity for her mood. And then she loses respect, quietly, quickly. So write your values in your mind, as if they were carved into stone. Your health, your purpose, your integrity, your growth, your discipline. Do not abandon the gym because she wants more of your time. Do not abandon your ambitions because she wants comfort. A man without purpose becomes a man without power, and women do not chase powerless men. They want to be part of your world, not the entire reason it exists. Now let us go deeper, because many men fail even when they are doing everything right. They fail because their self-worth is borrowed. They need a text back to feel calm. They need a heart emoji to feel chosen. They need attention to feel alive, and when attention disappears, they collapse. This is chasing validation, and it is one of the ugliest forms of neediness. A woman can smell it before you speak it. A man who seeks constant reassurance is not romantic. He is hungry. And hunger makes you sloppy. Hunger makes you chase. So stop asking her without words to confirm that you matter. You matter because you decide you matter. When you feel the urge to check the phone again, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, will this matter a week from now? Most of the time, it will not. What will matter is whether you held your frame, whether you kept your dignity, whether you remained composed. A man who does not beg for validation becomes the rare man, and rarity creates pursuit. Now, the second you stop chasing validation, another thing must rise in its place. Trust in your abilities. If you do not trust yourself, she will not trust you. If you doubt your value, your body will confess it. Your voice will soften. Your eyes will seek permission. Your posture will shrink. Confidence is not arrogance. Confidence is certainty. It is the quiet belief, I am enough, and I am improving. A man who trusts himself stops trying to impress. He starts observing. He starts asking, not does she like me, but do I respect what she brings into my life? That shift changes everything. So, collect your wins. Small wins, big wins. Every time you show up, count it. Every time you do what you said you would do, honor it. This is how confidence is built, not by wishful thinking, but by proof. And women respond to proof. Now, do not confuse confidence with emotional chaos. The strongest man is not the loudest man. The strongest man is the calmest man. Master your emotions. Most men are slaves to their reactions. If she delays a reply, they panic. If she sounds distant, they interrogate. If she posts something online, they overthink. They create stories in their head and then punish her for the stories they invented. This is weakness. Women do not feel safe with a man who cannot govern himself. Unpredictability creates insecurity, and insecurity kills attraction. So, train this into your bones. Respond. Do not react. When anger rises, pause. When anxiety rises, breathe. When jealousy whispers, step back and look at the facts. Ask yourself again, will this matter a week from now? Then act from control, not from impulse. Calm is contagious. When you are steady, she becomes curious. When you are steady, she tests you less. And when she does test you, you do not crumble. You stay grounded. That steadiness is rare. And what is rare becomes chaste. I want you to drop another affirmation in the comments section now. My calm is my power. Say it where others can see it, because you are not hiding the man you are becoming. You are declaring him. Now, as you build this inner strength, do not become cold. Do not become distant. You must still know how to connect. Connection is created through communication. Most men fail here. They either speak like cowards, vague, hesitant, hoping she will read their mind, or they speak like bullies, trying to dominate every conversation. Strength is clarity. Say what you mean calmly. Hold your eye contact. Speak with intention. If you want to see her, say it. If something bothers you, address it without drama. If you have boundaries, state them without apology. A woman does not respect a man who hides, and she does not trust a man who explodes. She respects the man who can handle truth, like a grown man. And when she speaks, listen, not to reply, not to win. Listen to understand. Thoughtful response is masculine. It shows control. Now, once your communication becomes clean, you must learn another skill that separates boys from men: deep conversation. Small talk is cheap. Any man can talk about work, weather, and weekend plans. That does not create a bond. That only fills silence. If you want her to feel connected to you, lead her into meaning. Ask her what drives her. Ask her what she is proud of. Ask her what she is building. Ask her what she has and what she has overcome. Then share your own truth with discipline. Vulnerability is not crying for attention. Vulnerability is controlled openness. It is showing depth without collapsing into neediness. A man who can speak about values, challenges, dreams, and lessons becomes unforgettable because he offers something most men never offer: presence, and presence creates attachment. Now, there is a subtle move that builds connection without chasing. Many men are too proud to use it, and that pride is insecurity. Ask for small favors, not big favors, not burdens, small favors. A recommendation, an opinion, a choice between 2 shirts, a book suggestion, a restaurant idea. When a woman contributes to you, she invests. And investment creates closeness, but understand the spirit of it. You are not asking because you are lost. You are asking because you respect her taste. You trust her perspective. You allow her to step into your world in a small, healthy way. This also signals something important. You are secure enough to receive. Only an insecure man believes receiving makes him weak. A strong man is self-reliant, but he is not closed off. He can let people in without becoming dependent, and dependency is what makes men chase. Now, put all of this together and you will see the real transformation. You stop worshipping women. You stop flooding them with attention. You stop begging for approval. You stop rushing the process. You stop collapsing when uncertainty appears. You become a man with options, not because your life has depth, purpose, discipline, emotional control, clear values, decisive action, strong communication, real connection, healthy mystery, patient confidence. And once you embody these things, the chase flips, because the woman begins to feel something she cannot easily name. She feels that you are not desperate. She feels that you are not trying to win her. She feels that you could walk away and still be whole, and that is when she leans in, not because you manipulated her, because you became the kind of man that pulls people forward. Now I will tell you the final truth that wraps all of this into one blade. Women do not chase the man who needs them. They chase the man who does not. So build a life that is already full, a life that is moving somewhere, a life that does not collapse if one person walks away. Then, when a woman enters your world, she will feel the difference. She will feel that being with you is a privilege, not a rescue mission. And yes, she will test you. She will watch how you react when she delays. She will watch how you respond when she disagrees. She will watch whether your values bend when she applies pressure. Do not fear the test. The test is the gate. Hold your frame. Stay calm. Stay honest. Stay purposeful. Now I want you to drop one last affirmation in the comment section. I lead my life, and the right woman follows. Say it, and mean it. This is not a shortcut. This is not for the man who wants quick tricks. This is for the man who is ready to become solid. So, stop chasing. Stop proving. Stop begging. Master yourself, and you will never have to beg for attention again. Because when you become the man who stands strong, who moves with patience, who speaks with clarity, who lives by his values, who does not flinch under pressure, women will feel it, and the world will feel it. Now act like it today, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. A man becomes ready by moving. Step into your power and let the chase come to you. The world taught you a lie. It told you that love is service. It told you that to keep a woman, you must bend, explain, apologize, and perform. It told you to chase her attention like it is oxygen. And the moment you accept that lie, you hand her your spine. Understand this now. A woman cannot respect a man who does not respect himself first. She cannot trust a man whose mood rises and falls with her replies. She can feel it before you speak, in your tone, in your posture, in the speed of your text, in the way your day rearranges itself around her emotions. You think you are showing devotion. But what you are showing is dependence, and dependence is the death of desire. Most men never see it. They call it love when they orbit her. They call it romance when they send paragraphs. They call it honesty when they open their chest too early and dump their emotional weight into her hands. But ask yourself, when you became more available, did she come closer or did she pull away? Power is not loud. Power is not begging to be understood. Power is not trying to control her. Power is internal stability. It is stillness. It is the calm dominance of a man who chooses, not chases. Here is the law you must tattoo into your mind. The moment you need her, you have already lost her. Not because she is cruel, not because she is evil. Because a woman is drawn to certainty. She is drawn to direction. She is drawn to a man who is already leading himself. If you follow her like a lost boy, hoping she will validate your worth, you will erode everything she once admired. You will become an accessory, a comfort object, something she can pick up and put down whenever she wants. Not because she wanted to treat you that way, but because you trained her to believe you belong there. So stop training her to see you as a convenient option. Do you want her to feel pulled to you, like gravity? Then become immovable in the best way. Not cold, not cruel, not heartless, whole-rooted. Solid, a man whose life does not collapse if she disappears tomorrow, because attraction lives where your life continues unshaken. Many men think the battlefield is between him and her. It is not. The battlefield is inside you, between your ego and your discipline, between your impulses and your standards, between your emotions and your mission. If she can shake you, she owns you. If she can go silent and watch you panic, she controls your nervous system. If she can pull away and watch you chase, she controls your identity. And a man who is controlled by fear cannot lead anyone, not even himself. So master your mind. When she tests you with distance, do not sprint. When she challenges your ego, do not explode. When she provokes you, do not audition for approval. Pause, breathe. Respond like a man who has nothing to prove. Stillness is the mark of power. Reaction is weakness. Wearing a mask, most men lose not because they lack looks, money, or status. They lose because they cannot hold their center. They fold. They explain. They defend. They try to win. And in trying to win, they lose their frame. Frame is not dominance over her. Frame is dominance over yourself. It is your values, your direction, your code, your willingness to walk alone when your path demands it. A woman watches what you fold on, not what you say, what you tolerate, what you excuse, what you accept to keep her. Every time you compromise your standards for her approval, a layer of respect dies. You do not build respect by raising your voice. You build it by enforcing your boundaries without anger, without fear, without negotiation. Calm, clear, certain. If you say you do not tolerate disrespect, then do not tolerate it. If you say faithfulness is non-negotiate, if you say your mission comes first, stop trading it for convenience. Because the moment you place her above your purpose, she loses the compass she was looking to follow. You think you are being loving. You are being lost. And the cure is simple, but it is not easy. Withdraw your energy from chasing her and invest it into becoming undeniable. Stop checking if she watched your story. Stop rereading messages like a detective hunting for hidden meaning. Stop treating her silence like an emergency. Every second you spend analyzing her is a second stolen from your own growth. But not with her. Get obsessed with competence. With building a life so structured and so powerful that you shift the energy of a room without saying a word. Wake up before the sun. Train until your body burns and your excuses break. Read until your thinking rewires. Cut distractions. Cut the people who drain you. Track your habits like your future depends on it, because it does. Suffer voluntarily. Make pain your teacher, not your enemy. The man who can sit in discomfort without falling apart is the man no woman can break. He becomes the rock, the standard. The presence that stays calm even when she is emotional, and that calm does something to her. It makes her feel safe enough to be soft. Do not becoming heartless. You are becoming anchored. A man who needs her attention to feel alive is emotionally homeless. He tries to live inside her approval. And that is not love. That is collapse. So stop needing her. Needing her means your actions orbit her approval. Needing her means you text back within seconds, like you are afraid to lose her. Needing her means you walk on eggshells and adjust your truth to keep peace. Needing her means you apologize when you are not wrong. You laugh when you are not amused. You explain yourself to someone who already decided. Take it all back. Take back the energy you waste, proving your worth. Take back the time you throw into chasing reassurance. Take back the parts of yourself you outsource to her validation. Start needing your own respect more than her affection. Because when you shift your priority from being loved to being powerful, everything changes. Not because you manipulate her, not because you threaten her, but because your presence becomes different. Your eyes become steady. Your movements become decisive. Your words become fewer, and your actions become louder. She feels that you are not trying to be chosen. You are choosing, and this is what most men refuse to accept. A woman does not want to rescue you. She wants to rise beside you. She wants to feel inspired when she looks at you, not burdened by your need. She wants a man who could walk away the moment respect disappears, not in anger, not in drama, in peace. That is power. A man who leads does not chase. He builds a world she wants to enter. Leadership is not in pursuit. It is in presence. It is in direction. It is in the certainty of a man who keeps building whether she claps for him or not. Chasing is not noble. It is a confession of lack. It says, I don't believe in my value, so I need your validation to feel whole. So, stop chasing. Chase mastery. Chase strength. Chase skill. Chase purpose. Refine your craft until your mind is sharp and your life is ordered. Build a body that reflects control. Build a network that reflects standards. Build a routine that reflects discipline, and through it all remain kind, but detached. Loving, but immovable. Your time is earned, not owed. Your energy is sacred. Your attention is not a donation. It is an investment. When she sees that, she either levels up to join you, or she falls behind by default. And either way, you stay rooted, because a man with a mission does not beg someone to walk with him. He walks, and those who align, align. Now listen carefully, because this is where most men sabotage themselves. When she tests you, they panic. They think a test is a threat. They think distance is rejection. They think silence means they are losing her. No. A test is often a question. She is asking, without words, are you real? Are you still the man you claimed to be when everything was easy? And if your frame is real, you do not change. You do not over-explain. You do not argue. You do not defend. You do not react like a boy begging to be seen. You hold your line. You refuse to be pulled like a puppet on strings. You sit with discomfort and let it pass through you like wind through stone. You keep training. You keep building. You keep your mornings sacred. You keep your word. You keep your values. Because she cannot follow you if you cannot follow through on yourself. Say less. Move more. Make a code and live by it relentlessly. Delay gratification. Walk away from temptation. Choose discipline over comfort. Choose long-term strength over short-term relief. And watch what happens. Your mind becomes harder to move than the world around you. That is the man she remembers, not the man who flooded her with compliments, not the man who begged for clarity, not the man who needed constant reassurance, the man who remained calm when she pulled away, the man who did not flinch when the room shook, the man who could be unseen and still unfazed. That man becomes untouchable. And do you know what is strange? The moment you stop making her your mission, she starts feeling drawn back to you. Your energy changes, your posture changes, your timing changes. You stop being predictable. You stop being available on command. You stop being a tool for her mood swings. You become a force again. Do not confuse force with aggression. This is not about overpowering her. This is about becoming so stable, so clear, so grounded that she chooses to follow your lead. Not because you asked, because you earned it. Because you did the work when no one was watching. Because you trained when you were tired. Because you read when you wanted to scroll. Because you sat with your urges and did not obey them. Because you built yourself brick by brick until your identity did not depend on anyone's approval. And that is the point. True love cannot bloom in the soil of insecurity. If you wake up needing her to complete you, you will always be half a man. But if you build yourself into wholeness, you stop chasing anything. You become the standard. You become the gravity. You stop living for her attention, and you start living for your purpose. And purpose is what makes you masculine. Direction is what makes you attractive. Certainty is what makes you respected, not your pleading, not your emotional speeches, not your constant availability. So if respect disappears, you do not negotiate. You leave, not to punish her, to honor yourself. Because the man who holds himself cannot be controlled by rejection. He cannot be bought by beauty. He cannot be broken by silence. He has a mission. He has a path. He has a life that moves forward with or without anyone's permission. Become that man. Stop bending to be liked. Start building to be respected. Stop asking for a seat at tables. Build your own. Stop shrinking to fit the world. Shape your space without raising your voice. You do not need perfection. You need progression. Quietly. Permanently. Let other men chase approval. Let them send paragraphs. Let them trade their values for temporary comfort. You will do something rarer. You will become the kind of man whose presence speaks before his mouth opens. And when she meets that man, she will feel it immediately. She will feel that your love does not beg, it invites. She will feel that your attention is not desperate, it is deliberate. She will feel that if she aligns, she rises beside you. And if she does not, you continue without bitterness, without collapse, without drama. That is power. Not by holding her, by holding yourself, not by proving your worth, by living in it, not by chasing her, by walking your path so cleanly that everything worthy either joins you or fades away. Now, decide, will you keep living like a man who needs to be chosen? Or will you become the man who chooses himself so fully that being chosen becomes a side effect? Choose yourself, choose discipline, choose frame, choose purpose, and watch how the world responds. She never believed you would leave, because you stayed through the coldness, through the excuses, through the quiet disrespect that wore your confidence down one day at a time. She mistook your patience for permission. She mistook your loyalty for a leash. Understand this. Silence is not always weakness. Sometimes silence is the last stage before a man becomes unreachable. There is a kind of pain that does not shout. It sits in the chest. Like a stone, it shows up when you send the first message again, even after you promised yourself you would stop. It shows up when you wait for a reply that comes hours later, with no warmth, no care, no effort. It shows up when you keep telling yourself, she is just busy, while your spirit quietly begs you to stop lying to yourself. You were loyal, present, honest. You showed up with consistency, the rarest currency in modern dating. And for a while, she enjoyed the benefits of you without paying the price of effort, not because you were not enough, but because she grew comfortable living in imbalance. A woman who values you does not keep you in uncertainty. A woman who respects you does not make you compete with strangers for basic attention. A woman who is serious about you does not treat your commitment like a backup plan she can return to when her options go silent. And you felt it. Your body felt it before your mind admitted it. That tightness in your stomach when her stories were louder than her love. That strange feeling when she posted for validation, but could not give you reassurance. That quiet dread when you brought up a concern, and she turned it against you, calling your clarity insecurity, so she would not have to face her own behavior. Listen carefully. When a person twists your reality to avoid accountability, that is not love. That is control wearing a soft mask. You tried everything. You planned. You forgave. You compromised parts of yourself she never earned the right to touch. You worked harder, spoke gentler, became smaller, hoping the warmth would return. And every time you gave more, she gave less. That is the trap of uneven love. The more you pour, the more the other person learns they can survive without effort. A man must never train someone to mistreat him by rewarding disrespect with more devotion. You ignored your instincts because your love was real. Real love can blind a man when he has not yet learned that love without respect becomes slow damage. You stayed faithful while she flirted with being replaceable. You covered her distance with your effort, and you called it being a good man. Being a good man does not mean being a man with no boundaries. You think she did not see your value. She saw it. She just did not honor it. And there is a difference. Some people recognize gold, but they still treat it like dirt because they believe it will stay where they left it. That is why she tested you. With silence, with cold replies, with withdrawal. She wanted to see how far she could pull without losing you. She wanted to see if you would break, and you did not break on the outside. You broke quietly inside. You started self-editing. You measured your words. You monitored your tone. You walked on invisible eggshells, afraid that your truth would trigger another shutdown. This is where many men lose themselves. They do not lose the woman first. They lose their own center. When a man starts changing his core just to keep someone's attention, he has already surrendered his power, not because he is weak, but because he is untrained. He was never taught that desire should be mutual, effort should be matched, and peace should be protected like a kingdom. Now hear the law of attraction that most men learn too late. Many women do not respect what they can walk over. Many people do not value what they cannot lose. If you forgive disrespect again and again, you do not create love. You create a pattern, and patterns become prisons. Every time you prioritized her happiness over your peace, you paid with your dignity. And love is not meant to cost a man his dignity. One day, something in you woke up. It may have been a mirror.
It may have been a friend saying, "You are not yourself anymore." It may have been the moment you realized you were tired, not only of her, but of what you allowed.
That awakening is not dramatic. It is quiet. It is a single thought that changes the whole direction of your life. You remembered that peace is more attractive than begging for attention, so you pull back. Not with anger, not with threats, not with long speeches. You simply stopped feeding the imbalance. You stopped texting first. You stopped auditioning yourself. You stopped auditioning for the role of worthy, and that silence shook her more than any argument ever could, because she was never afraid of losing you until she realized you were no longer emotionally available. There is a special kind of power in a man who no longer reacts. A man who reacts is still attached. A man who argues is still hoping. A man who begs is still negotiating his own value. But a man who goes quiet, clean, and consistent in his absence has already chosen himself. Do not misunderstand me. This silence is not a game. It is not punishment. It is surgery. You are cutting out what was poisoning your mind. You are removing access from someone who enjoyed your benefits without honoring your standards. She will feel it. Not because you did anything to her, but because you stopped doing everything for her. Now she scrolls through old messages. She rereads the love she took for granted. She replays moments she once belittled. She remembers the stability you provided, the calm you carried, the way you showed up when she was not even showing up for herself, and the emptiness she served. You becomes the emptiness she must now sit with. But you do not look back. Do not check on her. Do not wonder if she misses you. She may miss you. She may miss the attention, the certainty, the emotional safety you offered, but your healing is not her closure. Your growth is not her redemption story. Life teaches lessons with consequences, not conversations. Your job now is simple: win yourself back. Cut the emotional ties, not out of hate, but out of discipline. Do not chase explanations. Do not beg for a final talk. The pattern was the truth. The neglect was the answer. The imbalance was the closure. Rebuild your routine without her. Fill your schedule with progress. Take the energy you wasted on anxiety and invest it into your body, your purpose, your craft, your finances, your friendships, your mind. Train your body, not for revenge, but for mastery. Strength outside helps strength inside. Stand taller. Fix your posture. Make your presence calm and solid again. Start reading again, not for decoration, but for direction. Write your thoughts down, not for poetry, but for clarity. Learn to sit in quiet without needing someone else to validate your worth. And when the urge comes to check her profile, to search for signs, to reopen the wound, you redirect, you lift, you walk, you build, you create, you serve your future. Because every time you choose discipline over relapse, you regain a piece of yourself. Some women mistake peace for boredom because they are addicted to emotional chaos. Some people mistake consistency for desperation because they do not understand stability. That is their immaturity, not your failure. Your mistake was not loving deeply. Your mistake was offering deep love to someone who did not respect the cost of it. A man's presence is a gift, not a guarantee. You also learn to listen to your gut. That uneasy feeling was not paranoia. It was your intuition trying to protect you. From now on, you do not paint red flags white just because you are afraid to be alone. Loneliness is not your enemy. Lack of standards is your enemy. You set boundaries. You enforce them, quietly, firmly, without speeches. A boundary is not a debate. It is a door. You cut off distractions that weaken you. You stop entertaining people who drain you. You stop giving your attention to anyone who treats it like a toy. You become selective. You become calm. You become dangerous in the right way, not to others, but to your own excuses. Then, when the next woman arrives, and she will, you do not accept crumbs. You do not negotiate your dignity. You do not prove your worth with suffering. You watch her effort. You observe her character. You look for reciprocity, not charm. Love is reflected through matching energy, matching respect, matching consistency. If she wants access to you, she must come correct, not with words, but with actions. Not with attention when she is bored, but with effort when it counts. Not with sweet talk, but with respect when you are not watching. And if someone from the past ever circles back, understand the test. Many returns are not love. They are curiosity. They are comfort-seeking. They are a person missing the benefits they once had, not valuing the man they once held. A man who has risen does not return to what broke him. Remember this, and carry it like a weapon. She did not leave because you were lacking. She left because she did not recognize value while it was in front of her. And once value walks away with self-respect, it does not return for nostalgia. It does not return for apologies. It does not return for promises made in panic. You are done being an option. You do not need to announce your exit. You do not need to explain your boundaries to someone who enjoyed crossing them. You do not need to prove your strength to anyone. Your life will speak for you. Move with purpose. Move with discipline. Move in silence. Let her sit with her choices if she must. But you build. You become the man who cannot be manipulated by affection and cannot be controlled by withdrawal. You become the man who is steady, self-respecting, and selective. And when you look in the mirror again, you will recognize yourself, not as the man who tolerated everything, but as the man who finally chose peace, chose standards, chose legacy over temporary comfort. That is the power of a man who tried everything, learned the lesson, and walked away without needing anyone's permission.